So you kind of started this, didn't you?
In some ways.
In some ways, yes. So how was the some ways?
Well, back in the day, when I was a
Dinosaurs.
when I was a grad student, I was working with Dwayne Dykus, and we thought about producing top of the week interactions. So yeah.
So that was the first step.
So we wrote a paper about I looked at it this week to sort of see, how crazy was that paper or whatever. And if you look at the cross section in that paper,
What was it?
T channel 2 picobarns, S channel 1 picobarn.
Not bad.
Well, it should be correct, right? Because it's weak interaction, so we know the couplings. The particle distribution functions we used back in those days were ELK, I think.
Elk? I never heard of elk.
ELK is Eichten, Hinchman, Lane, and Quigg. That's the one they made those for the SSC studies.
Right.
And even though by modern standards they're not as that accurate, they're not wildly wrong either. So yeah, I was kind of surprised actually. I thought we might have had cross sections that were off by a lot. But
Was that a next to leading order?
no, that was all leading order.
That was all leading order. Okay.
We varied the mass from 50 GeV up to 200 GeV, because we didn't know.
Yeah, not back then. There was no top, not even a top quark really back then. So it was you were in the talk, right? Yeah, I saw you afterwards. So you think I'm not. So I guess I want to know. This is a very non-physics question, but how was it just watching the talk and seeing that we finally, somebody's finally crossed this finish line, right? This thing that you've got such a long history on. Because what are you, about 20 years out of grad school now or something?
Yeah, we wrote that paper 20 years ago.
Yeah,
literally 20 years ago.
So to see, and you've continued to work on it. In fact, you just released a preprint, right? That has
on the
impacts.
background. Yeah, on the background. Yes. Yeah. Well, so it's great, right? I mean, I came all the way up here from
just for this
and to go to this party.
Right. Well,
and sure. I mean, in particle physics, a lot of times you have to be patient. And
20 years.
Yeah. So I'm very excited about it, of course. We sort of wrote that paper, and then we didn't do anything else on it for 10 years.
10 years, right.
It was when Tim Stelzer came as my first postdoc, and Zach Sullivan was my first graduate student. Then we picked it up again, and we did all the next leading order corrections.
And that was about 10 years ago, right?
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah. I just saw him in the parking lot. He had to leave because he had some other thing he had to do. But yeah, I think he was pretty happy too.
Yeah. No, I think he is. And Zach was a fabulous grad student. He was my first student. He's still my best student ever.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's very good.
You're willing to have that out in public?
Well, none of my other students have made it as far in the field as he has.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
It's hard, right?
It is tough, especially for phenomenologists. That's it's even worse than for an experimentalist. Awesome. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
All right.